All right, I'm back. It's Coach Spots. I actually want to review the 5 ways that we could be graphing a line. Okay. First way is slope-intercept form. Second way is going to be standard form. Third way is going to be point-slope form. And then we're going to have horizontal and vertical lines as well. All right, so slope-intercept form, if you'll look, fits into the mindset, fits into the form of y equals mx plus b, where the m value, if you recall, is the slope, and the b value is the y value of the y-intercept. I don't want to say it's the y-intercept because it's not. A y-intercept is a point, but that is the y value of the y-intercept. And that's what we're going to start by plotting, is that 4. That 4 is just the y value of the y-intercept. Now we already talked, the y-intercept, that is where we have the x value of 0. So that's the x value of the intercept. Okay? So we've got 0, 4. That's what we plot first. Right? We always start with a point, and then we plot the slope from there. So our slope now is negative 2/3. Remember, that is a rise over run. So we go down 2, over 3. So I went down 2, over 3, and I plot my point right there. Okay? I went down 2, over 3, and that's the point that I plot using my slope. Okay, and I'm going to get rid of all this extra stuff. I just wanted to show you how I got to that point. And now I just connect it into a line. I have the luxury that I can go through it pretty quickly because I can adjust my line if I don't do it so well. But obviously you can take your time with that. So that's slope-intercept form review. I now want to review the standard form. Right? Standard form is when we have whole numbers as coefficients of each variable, and they are separated on one side away from the constant, which is on the other. Now our goal here is going to be to find the x-intercept as well as the y-intercept. And if you recall, our x-intercept had a y value of 0. Our y-intercept had an x value of 0. And we're solving for the missing portion. So if I plug in 0 for y, right, 3 times 0 is going to cross off. And so I'm just left with the statement 2x equals 12. Solve it, x equals 6. Okay? And so that becomes the x value of the x-intercept. Instead of 0 going in for y, now we would have 0 going in for x. So we'd have 2 times 0, which crosses off, if you recall. And so we would be solving the statement 3y equals 12 to find our y value is 4. And now that we have both points as intercepts, in fact, anytime we have 2 points on a graph of a line, we can plot those 2 points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we can connect them into a line, and that is how we graph a line. So that is standard form review. Final form I want to go through is the point-slope form, and if you recall from the teaching, one of the things that we're going to be able to identify very quickly off of point-slope form is the slope. Okay, so I can extract and identify the slope from this. And the other thing that I'm going to try to identify is the point. And hopefully you all remember, the point has an x value tucked away in there, and a y value tucked away right there with the y. And the quickest, easiest way to explain how we find it is we take this additive concept, this plus 2, and we take the negative of that, or we negate that. We take the negation of this plus 2, we get the x value of negative 2. And you can really think of it as, how would I zero this out? Oh, a negative 2 for x would zero out the function. Okay? Similarly, a positive 5 for y would zero out the function. And again, we're taking the negative of this number. The negative of negative 5 is positive 5. So now that I have my point, negative 2, comma, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm going to plot that point, and then I'm going to use rise over run. And since I have a denominator of 1, right, I don't list divided by 1, but technically it's negative 3 over 1. Okay, it's a rise down 3, because it's a negative, and then over 1. So I go down 1, 2, 3 from that starting height, and over 1 from that x starting location, right? It went over to the right 1, down 3. So it went down 3, over 1. Okay, and that's how we get to this point right here. And we connect that into a line. All right, please recall from last unit, vertical lines have undefined slope. Vertical lines look like this, okay? Vertical lines are always x equals some constant. We'll say 3, right? And it's going to be literally, we go to the x equals 3 location, and it's a vertical line through the x equals 3 hash. Literally, you would just go to x equals 1, x equals 2, x equals 3, and extend that hash at x equals 3 into a vertical line. Horizontal lines, that would be y equals something, so we'll say y equals 5. And this is when we have a slope of 0. It's always y equals, and we would just be going to the hash of 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're extending that as a horizontal line at the hash of 5. All right? So those are our 5 simple reviews of things that we want to be able to graph.